We'll have a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Monongalia County Commission for May 20th, 2020. All the commissioners are present, and it is 10 in the morning, and we will begin with consent and approval.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have no exonerations, no minutes, vouchers general county fund, $14,250.47, coal severance, $310.07, 911, $11,682.96, Chestnut Ridge Park, $1,376.57, Mason-Dixon Park, $366.09, recreation levy, $240.89, assessors valuation, $3,196.25, purchasing card vouchers general county fund, $11,625.90, 911, $784.90, Chestnut Ridge Park, $410.60, Mason-Dixon Park, $169.51, assessor's valuation, $95.45, for a voucher total of $44,509.66. We have a budget revision for general fund that requires state approval. This is additional funding for the school feeding program and Meals on Wheels that you all have previously approved. And a total of $13,425.
Yeah, it's moving from contingencies.
Yeah. We have position vacancies for boards and authorities: the Western Board of Zoning Appeals, Mon County Planning Commission, Development Authority, Camp Muffley Advisory Board, Abandoned and Dilapidated Enforcement Agency, Mason-Dixon Park Advisory Board, Region 6 Planning Development Council, Historic Landmarks Commission, Mountaineer Trail Network Authority, and fiduciary orders for May 20th, 2020. We also have a piece of correspondence received from Fiduciary Commissioner George Armistead for the estate of Hugh S. Vandervoort Jr. I don't believe that requires an extra motion because they're part of the administrative closing procedure that will be on June 3rd.
Okay. Move to approve the consent agenda items as presented.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
We will now have any introductions of any new employees or personnel changes. I don't see any listed, but seeing none, we will move to comments from the public. Now open for comments from the public. Seeing no one come forward, we are now closed for comments from the public. Colleen, do we have grants? We do not have grants. Correspondence.
I just have a couple of items. The first is the financial performance report for the Transit Authority that was sent to me by Mountain Line Transit for April 2020. And the second item is Mr. Tim Fitchett forwarded me the Mon County Litter Control Office annual report for 2019. They do theirs on a calendar basis and not a fiscal year basis. So this would be January through December. And it'll be on file here if anybody wants to look at that.
Commissioners, any correspondence?
No.
Any unfinished business?
No.
Seeing none, we'll move on to new business. First, A, to consider for approval requisition number 34 for the University Town Center, EODD, Special District Excise Tax Revenue Refunding and Improvement Bonds, Series 2017 Administrative Expense Fund.
Requisition is for $3,202.50, and those funds will be paid to Municap and Steptoe & Johnson for their services performed for the district.
Move to approve requisition 34 as presented.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. All in favor? Next, to consider for approval requisition number 10 for the Star City Project number 1, Series 2012 TIF Administrative Expense Fund.
Requisition is for $7,323.10, and those funds will be paid to Steptoe & Johnson.
Move to approve requisition 10 as presented.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Next, to consider for approval requisition number 5 for Development District number 3, Maple Drive Improvement Project Administrative Expense Fund.
The requisition is for $1,786.25, again paid to Steptoe and Johnson.
Move to approve requisition 5 as presented.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
To consider for approval requisition number 2 for the Morgantown Industrial Park Phase 2 Project Administrative Expense Fund.
And the requisition is for $7,816.85. And again, those funds will be paid to Steptoe and Johnson.
Move to approve requisition 2 as presented.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Consideration of proposal received the county commission from the West Virginia Community Risk Pool, the county's general liability and workers' compensation insurance with the effective date of July 1st, 2020.
Move to approve proposal from WV Corp. For general liability and workers' comp insurance as presented.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded for approval. All in favor?
Discussion, please.
Sure.
I just wanted to let you know that the total of this is for $736,148. The general liability portion of that is $544,647 per year, which is a 7% increase over last year, or 1.32%. So it's a very modest increase. The workers' comp is $191,501 per year, which is a 12% or a $12,449 increase, or 6.9%. Overall, it's a $19,541 increase, which is a 2.37% increase. So it's very, very modest and in line with what we expected.
I was liking that 7,000 that you first stated, but I think any other discussion?
No.
Been properly moved and seconded for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And lastly, to consider proposal provided by Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield for county employee health insurance premiums.
Move to approve proposals for employee health and dental vision as presented.
Second with discussion, so you
Okay.
could explain it.
The health insurance piece of this has the health insurance piece, and then it has the dental and vision.
Right.
Talk about the health insurance piece first. It's $414,555. I'm having trouble with my numbers this morning. A 9.5% increase, but as you guys are aware, when we first started talking to the insurance company negotiating for the beginning of the year, we were in the mid-20s that we were looking for an increase. So we got them to, we got it down to about 9.5%. And the dental vision is about an $8,428 increase, or about 4.4% increase. Our brokers did look at some other dental insurance that may have been able to save us a little bit of money, but I think we've had a lot of discussions about benefits, and we really don't want to change the benefits for our employees with all the other change going on in our employees' lives. So I recommend that we stick with the dental vision that was proposed and is on our agenda.
Anything else?
I thought, are you going to also explain one more about the increase in cost?
Yeah, should we do a separate motion for that? In regards to,
The good news.
let's take care of this motion.
Okay, and then
I'll
we'll
do it.
then explain how we'll pay for it. Okay. Okay.
This item has been properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
The second motion I would like to make is that, as we've discussed every year when we talk about these increases, we have to talk about whether we're going to share these increases with the employees, whether we're going to take the burden on ourselves, or where we're going to have the burden go on our employees. So it's my recommendation that we, again, my motion is that we keep the employee portion of the premium constant, and that the commission absorb the increase for this year.
Second with discussion.
Sure.
Okay. Just basically, I think the three commissioners were looking at 3 or 4 different options. And when it came down to it, I think
Commissioner Sikora said it best, that there's so many changes going on, and with the uncertainty of what happening financially in the community, we wanted some stability for our employees, and we believe that we can pick it up and still deal with the crisis that is going on, and we put money aside for this.
Correct.
So,
This
yes.
this increase is fully funded in the 21 budget.
Correct. Okay.
We also
I-
noted- so, go ahead.
I believe this does put the valuation that we hold of our employees to be of prime consideration. So it has been properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
And I want to make, as part of the insurance policy or plans that we had picked, our high deductible plan in previous years has a $2,000 per employee contribution from the commission, and I am motioning that we also continue to honor that $2,000 contribution this year as we have in the past.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Good.
Good, I think that covers it.
I think
Yeah, that covers all three aspects, just in case there's any questions. Last time we had to do that separately last year because we forgot to add that in. Okay.
Is there any other new business? Hearing none, we'll move to reports from elected officials.
Do you want to come down?
If Mr. Smith would please
Yes.
come forward and give us a report. We
Good
have
and bad news.
Well, we have an issue that I would like Jimmy, our 911 director, to please give attention to. Okay.
This is reference to the Catherine's Knot Tire site, which we had our special meeting on Monday. You have to forgive me, days are just
I
running
know.
together. But yesterday, we did have a meeting, phone conference meeting with representatives from the state, Premier Construction, our tire company construction group, and representatives from Marion County 911 Center also, because this tire does affect Marion County. The recommendation came out of the meeting to go ahead and have Premier start the engineering evaluation of the tower so that we know exact damage of this tower so we can move forward from that. So we went ahead yesterday and ordered that to begin. That should be about a 2-week process before we have the results back from that. I also made contact with representatives from the cellular company that is on that tower. It was a very good conversation I had with them. Hopefully, we will be able to work with them and work through this process to have a good end result at the end of this. I was also able to make contact with representatives from the State Tower Fund. I did find out that there is approximately $240,000 in that tower fund. Speaking with them, it was encouraging. They believe that we are a perfect candidate to receive money from that fund if needed after we get the study back from the engineers. So, and I did speak with Renetta yesterday, making our insurance company aware of what's going on. We've taken extra precautions, and we've posted more no trespassing signs around that tower site, just as a precautionary measure to try to keep people away from it. The nice thing about this site, it is out in the middle of
Nowhere.
the woods. There's really not a lot around it. There is some gas well activity going on around it, but it is a good distance away. It's away from the fall zone of the tower. But everything right now seems to be moving in a good, positive direction, so.
For those of you who didn't know, we had a issue that required a special meeting on Friday to discuss what was happening with this tower, and our hope is that this will be a good resolution, a replacement in this area. We don't want, of course, to lose what we have out in the western end of the county. This is a important tower for emergency, for the school board, for a lot of entities, as well as the cellular service that you get. So we're hoping that, but it's not an immediate solution. How long will the engineer study take? Is it 4 to 6 weeks? Is it 5 months? Is it?
Yeah, they're hoping to try to get this back in 2-week period.
Okay. Wow.
We were able to go out Monday and use our drones to fly the tower, and we sent that information off to Premier, who's sending that off to the engineers. So that's going to help them, because when we did fly that, we found what we believe to be a second crack in one of the legs, a little higher up in the tower. And so,
As we said, the silver lining could be, this could be the impetus for the broadband for that area. And at the time, I know that our senators are both interested in an area and a location and funding. So this could be, I'm hoping, maybe a pilot project that we could work with them on.
Good.
and this is one of the older towers
Yeah.
in the network. This was one of the original towers that was built back in 2005 for the Siren project. So this is one of the older towers. I do know some of the towers built at the same time have been replaced in Harrison County. So.
Good. Okay. Good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
See no other elected officials, so Tom, reports
Okay.
from commissioners.
Yeah, 3 quick issues. First, we opened up the recycling center at Westover, and I must say that I did not realize how much interest there was. There was a line before 7 o'clock down the road. We did 4.15 tons, which is equivalent to 4 of our large containers on Saturday, 16 trips. So we modified it somewhat so that you have enter one area and leave. I have to give credit to Westover, allowed us to open up their gates so we can move out the exit in front of their building. Also, we did put some trucks out there for cardboard. People said, well, it's single stream, but the reason why we did that is it's allowing that cardboard is being collected for Wadestown Pantry and the Native American community building, so they can collect it, and we're not paying for it to be sent to the transfer station, and then they're selling it, so they're making the money for them. So it's a real win-win. So that's a great, I do appreciate the public following those rules. The second thing is, I need the public to understand that in the next 2 weeks, we're going to be transitioning the food program because the school system basically is over and the funding stops for the food program that we've been running. So all we can say at this time is that the feedmonkids.com that Justin Byers is running is working with the Pantry Plus, under the Pantry Plus More, under the direction of the Mountain Air Food Bank, and we will be coming up with a program to expand it and get it out there and actually do a better job than we've been doing now. So that's still in negotiations. And the third thing is that this is a big week starting tomorrow, May 21st through May 26th, where we're really going to be reopening the county. However, and I know my other commissioners would agree, that we are not a hot spot anymore, but we need to use common sense and not go back to the way it was and still follow the rules and the restrictions and the guidelines so that we do not see a spike and people work together and also have some sort of understanding that, that we need to do this first. And that means that tomorrow 50% of the businesses are opening, the restaurants, and then on May 26th, we are opening up the possibility of the mall and other buildings. So please work with us, and if there are any concerns, to please contact us or the health department. And that's it.
John?
Okay. Since last week's meeting, last Thursday I had our Red Team meeting and our Development Authority meeting. Friday we had our staff meetings and our unified command site call. Jimmy, are we having that again this week? I know they were talking about maybe Taylor scaling it back, but is it still scheduled for Friday this week?
It'll probably be canceled due to the testing that's going to be occurring
Right.
Plus the
Friday,
haul up, okay,
and
all
the
right.
health department officials will be tied up.
Good.
Monday, as Jimmy Smith indicated, we had a special meeting to discuss the communication towers in the Daybrook area. And I really appreciate Jimmy and his staff jumping on this quick. One of his staff noticed a noticed a crack, noticed the guy wires didn't look right. They immediately got involved, got the right people involved, and hopefully we'll find a quick solution to this so we don't lose valuable county infrastructure in that area. It's very important. Thursday, we have our, today's a regular day. After our meeting, we have testing today.
Forgot about
we
that.
have early voting testing. I don't know if people realize, but early voting starts, I believe, Tuesday, right? Tuesday or Wednesday, but it starts next week,
Starts next
beginning
week.
of next week. So we're going to, the three commissioners go and participate in the testing of the equipment and make sure everything's working right. So appreciate Carrie and our staff and everything they're doing to get ready for that. Tomorrow I have a MMPO meeting, and I'll also have a MAP meeting this afternoon, which I never make because they put them on Wednesdays. And Friday we have our meeting with staff and our hopefully our unified command site call. I did talk to Dr. Smith yesterday. He informed me about the testing that they're doing. It was in today's paper. The testing for what they call they say it's for the vulnerable population, but it's open to anybody. Friday at the Westover Big Lots from 9 to 4. There's public transportation that runs to and from there 3 times an hour. So anybody that wants to go get tested, if they're a Mon County resident, they can. Is it just Mon County resident or is it just a state resident? I put you on.
I believe it's state resident.
Okay, so if you're a state resident and want to go test it, that testing's held on Friday at the Westover Big Lots. On Saturday, it's at Mountain View Elementary and the Coliseum, same time, 9 to 4. So I encourage anybody that feels the need or, that they want to alleviate some concern, go get tested. And I appreciate Dr. Smith and state work and Jimmy and his crew all working on this to provide this service. That's all I have.
Thank you. Again, a reminder, fill out your census. Our response is still not admirable in this state, and we do need to know as much as what we can give information for things that will benefit the programs in our county and in our state. We will have the election testing at 1 o'clock, as Sean stated. I would like to at least say that the hotspot has been removed and this designation has been discontinued. I did have some conversations with Dr. Clay Marsh, and he has instructed that we'll be treated county by county. So we're going to see how the new designations will be applied relative to what comes up from the governor's office. But with that being said, I'm cautiously, I hate to say cautiously pessimistic. This virus is going to be subject to being beat down, if you will, during the summer. This is going to help us, but there's a great fear of it coming back with the influenza virus that you're generally going to see in the fall. So have some caution when you're out. I still personally am going to be wearing my mask whenever I'm in a public area, a crowded area. It's also Dr. Marsh's recommendation as well. The fact that we're opening up, please don't go crazy. Don't congregate as you might want to congregate. Have a care for what may happen. I understand it's a may, and there's a lot of people who feel that it's something that is not going to happen. And again, this is a virus that has a mutation that has allowed it to adapt in a fashion that other viruses do not. So, lastly, I would like to wish a happy birthday to my son on Saturday. With that, we'll close.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
We are adjourned.